Here come the Texas Rangers. And it's not that you need to know a lot about the Rangers, because this is going to be more about the Braves than their opponent. And that's what we found out over the last 5 weeks. We can talk about, well, this guy's not very good, and that guy's got a 6 ERA. We should be able to do this and that. This is more about the Braves being the Braves. And what version of the Braves are we going to get for the next 17 days? It starts with this weekend. But then it's going to continue right up to the trade deadline. We'll have more of that stuff coming. All I will tell you is this. You know the name Corey Seager. That's a $325 million contract that they would kill to get out of right now. He's on the injured list. You're not going to see him this weekend. Nathan Eovaldi, 3 for $75. They pay good money for him. He's got another year. Because they're 2 games over in that division, they're now living in a world of, why not us? And we're all looking around going, why not them?
Yeah.
Yeah, because whether it's Jacob deGrom or, Kumar Rocker, who's not been good this year, they got a chance to win a division. They're not selling. That's one more team that could have had maybe a couple of pieces, as I like to say, on the garage sale table. Oh, that's for sale and that's for sale. I don't think they're selling. As a matter of fact, they might turn into, like a bunch of other teams, a potential buyer, which means they might take something you eventually wanted or needed.
Yeah, and you're in a division that's very full with a lot of mediocrity if you're Texas.
All they needed was a little bit of a stretch coming down to the All-Star break.
They had it.
And now they're a first-place team.
Yeah, but now, here's the thing. In the next 2 weeks, they could really fall back.
Could.
But will any of those teams make a surge to where the Rangers say, yeah, we're not in it like we were 2 weeks ago? I think all those teams are still going to be in it no matter what happens.
Do you know Jock Peterson's on a 1 year, like $18.5 million deal? Like, God bless him. He's running the glory of 2021 where he's still got $18.5 million this year. He's got 15 homers. He's got 15 homers. Now, 34 RBI. Again, I'm not deep diving into the Rangers because there's not a Braves fan who wants to tell me what's the competition. Oh, I got to worry about them. You got to worry about everybody. You got to straighten yourselves out. So we'll do more Braves coming up. There's some trade deadline stuff. 17 days to find out, is Grant Holmes okay? Is Bryce Elder really going to be fixed? Yeah. Suarez going to come back sooner instead of later? Is Martín Pérez? We'll do all that stuff later. But I'm telling you, this is how I feel. I started to do this breakdown. Rangers payroll, Rangers statistics. They're a middle-of-the-pack team in a lot of ways. They're minus 15 in run differential, but they're still 2 over. If I'm a Braves fan, I don't care. I don't care who they're starting unless maybe his name is Jacob deGrom. I don't care what their lineup looks like. I got to worry about me. We're now into, because of the last 6 weeks of baseball, we're into it doesn't matter who we play. Are we going to be better today than we've been for like 6 weeks, which is that's a fairly long time in baseball. All in a month and a half is a long time in baseball. So, fix yourself.
By the way, if in the inverse of what the Rangers are going through in their division, you've got 2 of the best teams in the National League nipping at your heels right here. You can't afford to play 500 baseball from here on out.
I don't know if the Marlins are that. I do know they've played well enough, and they score enough.
The record shows it, though, is my point. You're playing in the toughest, one of the toughest divisions. You could argue the West is also tough, but your record shows that you're one of the best teams in the league because you're able to be that much over 500 against teams like the Braves, against teams like the Phils.
Can I tell you something at 10-12 on a Friday as the All-Star break ends? This might make me public enemy number 6. I honestly don't care if we win a division or not. How set up am I to win in the postseason? That's what I care about. Philadelphia, if there's a smart guy on Philadelphia radio, you know what he's saying? Oh, to be able to track down the break. If you're rallying around the idea, if we win a division, that'll mean, what will it mean? What will it mean? I got to get in. This team is built good enough, certainly, to be a playoff team. I don't want to say I'm overly concerned about that. If you don't get to the postseason, that's a collapse. So let's just say they're a postseason team. Do I care so much that I get to go, yeah, we held on and won a division? I don't care. You want to make me a wild card team? Which, by the way, what you've done recently is put you in a position where you don't get the time off. It's Milwaukee and the Dodgers who have a better record. So you might as well be, my point is, you might as well be a wild card team. If you win a division and you have to play that first series, did you really win the division?
Right.
How healthy am I? How set am I? What am I doing at the trade deadline to make me a better team for October? If you tell me the Braves win 91 games and they lose the division by 1 or 2, I don't care. That does nothing for me. I don't care about the banner you put up. I don't care about any of that stuff. Are you going to be built to be a better playoff team than other people in the league?
It is also interesting to think about teams. I've never really done a deep dive into this either, but teams that have had to come from behind in September and have a really...
Are you hot or are you not? And what does it carry?
Or have you burned the candle at both ends too long?
Well,
So now you're getting into October, and you've had to have a huge September to get there, and you have to take an exhale like we made the play. We won the division. We topped the Braves.
Well, there's an analogy to that. Derek, can you hit it? Let's cover the bases. Let's make this official if we can. We've got music. And I have to tell you this, whether you're chasing peak performance or feeling your best every day, all about health, and I can guarantee you these people can do something for you, as in help you with your health. They've got all your bases covered: athlete development, hormone and peptide therapy. Thank you very much. I'm in. Medical aesthetics, yes, sir. And a host of tailored health and wellness solutions in Johns Creek, Woodstock at allabouthealth.com. So let's go with this. Do you know it's become a bigger thing than are you hot at the end of the year? Rust versus rest. Who gets off and what does that do? We don't have a large sample size, but we're starting to figure out the concept of would I rather play? What do my bats need to do? We had teams that were doing fake spring training. They were bringing in minor leaguers to play fake games just so we can keep playing with a competitive spirit in front of nobody. I don't know what the answer is, but I don't care about winning the division unless you told me. Here's the only thing I would say. I win a division. I'm one of the 2 best teams in my league, and I need rest for my bullpen because I chugged it down a stretch. I can get one more guy healthy. Then winning the division with the 1 or 2 best records matters to me. As is today, I don't think winning the division is the ultimate anything.
Yeah, you've got to have that rest. I think everybody needs rest.
But there are playoff teams that will tell you we lost our edge. I mean, we're starting to hear, and people are going to start to do the numbers over a 3-year, 5-year sample size.
Don't you think, though, to your point, playing fake games down at your spring training facility,
or bringing players up here,
sure, is still rest because you don't have the mental and psychological. I got to win today.
I could lose and be done. Yeah. Again, if you tell me that I have a bullpen that needs a break, if I need to set up my rotation because I humped it down the stretch. Now, here's the good news: if you're a playoff team, that last weekend, I don't have to put my number 1 guy in. The people who are on the verge of not being in the playoffs, they do.
Right.
If we're on the verge of not being in the playoffs, so much went wrong in this next 60-plus games that's the conversation. All right, the other thing about Major League Baseball, and let's do this. You asked me a question, All-Star Game, Home Run Derby. And I do think a lot of people ask themselves this question. What's the question you asked?
Does it even really matter to you?
Right.
Did you watch it? Were you interested in it?
Interested? Strong.
Yeah.
I watched it.
But yet I didn't watch the Home Run Derby, but yet I hear a lot of people saying it was really compelling and exciting.
The end was good. There's a lot of fiddle-faddle. There's a lot of nonsense. There's a lot of talk because there's time to talk. I get that. Does it feel big? I'm happy that a guy who makes $800,000 won $1 million. Local kid on top of that. Looked like he's got a very nice family. His grandmother absolutely stole the show from me. Just standing there, she definitely looked like the matriarch of this whole thing. I'm going to get grandma something really nice. I don't know if grandma wants a sports car. I don't know what she wants. I don't know if she wants a sedan.
Yeah.
If I win $1 million and I'm thanking my parents and my grandmother, I think some of that money probably is going to go towards, let's get something nice for grandma. This is a great day for our family. Let's get something nice for her. I think.
Here's the thing. This is the way it is for me for All-Star Game festivities. Man, I think the Home Run Derby, when you saw whether it was George Foster or whether you saw Jose Canseco hitting massive bombs, these larger-than-life people that you don't see every day, and now you see them. It's just different than Jordan Walker. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. Home runs are not as big. To hit a 368-foot home run in BP,
pitchers can do it.
You make the home run boring in a lot of ways. They tried to eliminate that because Vlad Guerrero hit 91 of them one year. 91. I would have stopped him at 30 and said, you're not taking another swing. My God, you could be ruined.
The larger-than-life home run hitters that you want to see hitting these towering blasts.
Put aluminum bats in their hand. I mean, that's how you would actually make this thing interesting. Give me a 538-footer.
Right.
But
whoever's throwing BP is
you have three nets. You have 3 nets in front of you. This is a Kevlar net. It's not even a net. It's Kevlar.
Go shag some ball. I ain't going out there.
It's Kevlar. But again, if you want to make the home run big and exciting, put aluminum bats in their hand and let's go see who's going to hit a 540-foot home run.
That's the only thing that saves it.
Well, it's better than 368 because ho-hum.
Because luckily this year, at least you had, to your point, you had the end where it was Schwarber and Walker going at it, and a hometown guy, and you kind of had some things to where it almost saved itself at the very end.
Yeah, that's right. But I had to either stick it out, or I did what a lot of people do because we're Americans. We like to cheat. Like I have books read to me now. I don't read books. I cheat. I get in the car and I want somebody to read me a book like I'm 4. But at the end, there's also that, I saw it on my phone. All I saw was Jordan Walker's last 6 home runs.
That's all you needed to see.
I cheated to get to the end.
It's sort of like, it's like what the NFL draft has become. I don't need to see the whole NFL draft.
Neither.
At the end, what was the first round? And I'll go top to bottom, and I'll see every player that was picked in the round. Oh, that player went there. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, they chose him. Okay.
If you tell me at the end, the butler did it in the dining room with a candelabra, I'm okay with that. I don't necessarily need the whole story. Yeah. Jordan Walker just won, and he hit 6 home runs to end it. That was the thing. Last one, you also asked about the All-Star game. I have tried to help, fix things because, you just...
Sometimes you wear a superhero mask. I've seen that before.
Thank you. And I do find out, whether it's a week later, a month later, 10 years later, I am more right than not. I mean, I'm hitting at an incredible clip in that regard. It sometimes just takes time. You got to do the world versus the United States. If you want to do an all-star game that matters, if you want to get back to the idea that who really wants to win, well, put pride on the line because they're telling me the World Baseball Classic looks like a winner. You got American hockey, we rally around, the United States soccer team for a minute.
Yeah.
Do USA versus the world in the All-Star game. The American and National League isn't a thing anymore. I don't even know why we're holding on to this. It's not a thing. I can't meet 7 people if I walk the planet, if I pulled a Forrest Gump and I ran across the country, how many people left still care about the American and National League?
No.
I'd have to go to an old home to find somebody who said, and I would explain.
And they die on that hill that the National League, I'm a National League guy.
Right.
That's the thing.
Or I would have to tell a guy, Mr. Johnson, by the way, they play interleague games now. They do what? Like if a guy's been in a resting home and he just does, I don't want to do that.
That would kill him. That would be too much.
But if we don't care about American and National, we don't. Let's just do USA versus the world.
We always care about that. Everybody wraps themselves in the flag, and the world would wrap themselves in the flag more than Americans would. To be able to beat the Americans,
it would take the World Baseball Classic to higher heights. Why? We also have a short attention span. One night, give me USA versus the world. Wait, who's on Venezuela? Why is that guy there? That guy plays for Team Italy? I thought he plays for the Royals. Like, we have to sort of adjust our mind to the whole idea of a couple of weeks. Make it one night. Derek Thomas, I'm going to ask you a question. If I told you next year's All-Star game was USA versus the world, one night, you're going to find out a winner. You get to declare world dominance. United States players versus the world players. Would that be an all-star game that was more interesting than American versus National, which I don't believe anybody cares about?
Yeah, I'd have to say it would be, honestly.
Because
I'm a traditionalist, so I hate that. But yeah, I mean, that would be.
Well,
there's no more tradition anymore. Yeah,
American and National League, there's not really.
Yeah. Since interleague play, it's completely different.
Yeah, and they wear the American uniforms and the national uniforms. Remember, they used to wear their full uniforms.
Well, they did get back to that.
They got back. They just said, we realized we made a mistake.
And you used to have, like, Jose Canseco, or you'd have Concepcion. Like, think about Concepcion would come out there in white cleats. Because remember, the Reds would always wear black cleats. And I remember in the All-Star game, you could wear white cleats.
That was his moment.
Well, like Gary Carter was wearing white spikes. Like, what's going on there?
Well, I just think the idea that...
It also would be more important to the players. That's the other thing.
1,000%.
Let me put USA in front of my jersey, and I'll play much harder. And it's much more important.
Latin players who now get a chance to say, wait. You guys have been talking about us because there's more of us here. How about we actually go take your best... both sides, but you want to ratchet it up? That's the moment of no. I have pride that goes beyond this nonsense. By the way, half the guys who play for the National League have played in the American League, and vice versa. You know what I have? I have one country. So if I'm on a world team, it's the goofiness of if you want to play, go find a country that you have 1/16 or whatever the hell it is, and go look at me. I'm Irish. I'm going to go play for Team Ireland because I hear they stink. This, you're not allowed to do that. You're this or you're that, which would be, I think, great. And the Japanese players, by the way, this is not just Europe. This is not just Latin. This is not just... Let me ask you this. We as Americans, do we have to actually grab another group? Can we say it's Americans and Japanese versus everybody else?
I was going to say, as you started to talk about it, I got afraid that America would get smoked in this competition.
It's an incredibly good team.
Hey, remember that World War II thing? We're all over that, right? America and Japan. Let's take on the rest of the world.
It'd be part of the build-up.
Yeah. Listen, I know.
Let East meet West, and we'll build a bridge together.
I do think if I look at an American team,
that's a good message, Chris. I appreciate that.
We'll build a bridge. Except I think they want to hate each other. We'll build a bridge afterwards. They're all friends anyway. Like, that's the other part of this whole thing.